All right, welcome back. You're watching a Thirsty Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. I'm John Tobacco, and I am in today my brother Derek's favorite suit of mine. I'm actually wearing these beautiful cufflinks. I don't know if you can see that on TV, but it's a burger and fries on my cufflinks. And this is a three-piece suit, custom tailored, beautiful lapels on the three-button vest, very classical suit, okay? Baby blue with a little beige and brown check in it, okay? And just to give you a little funny story, because every so often, this segment is, Karen Turk's going to be joining us in a minute. She's a former Mrs. Florida. She's the host of the Behind the Headline show on YouTube, and she does a deep dive investigative reporting. We're going to get back to her in just a bit. I am slugging down, like it's my job, bottles of this Ponzoni organic vodka. Okay, this is a great friend of mine, Frankie Guerrera, came up with this brand. It's imported straight from Italy. It's organic. It's vegan. It's fat-free. No animals were harmed in its production. And it is super delicious. So I continue to pound out bottles of vodka and numb my senses, and it actually calms me down a little bit so I don't go completely ballistic and start cursing and screaming and have some political Tourette's and get thrown off television completely. So bear with me as I pour myself another drink. In other news, my buddy Bull owns the Green Hook Gin Smiths. It's a special one of these boutique gins, awesome. They're making them in cans now, gin and tonics. They're delicious. I'm thinking about, me and my two brothers are thinking about coming out with our own Liquid Lunch spiked seltzer. Like, one of these cold, refreshing drinks that everyone's doing, the White Claws and everything. The big news, I don't know if you heard this yet, but in the cancel culture, they're going after foods like mad. You know what I mean? Aunt Jemima, the syrup queen. Everyone's got an Aunt Jemima bottle in their fridge, okay? She's gone, okay? They came to our fridge. Next, they went to our closet, and they took out Uncle Ben. When Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben were gone, where'd they go? They went to the freezer, and they took out the Eskimo pie. Then they went to that little piece of the fridge where you pop it up, and the little girl on the Indian on the front of the Land O'Lakes butter, gone! So the food police and the BLM movement are raiding our kitchens. Okay? Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, they're like relatives. Okay? So they took two relatives from us on top of it, okay? Along with Eskimo pie, which I love. But one of the reasons I'm thinking about getting into the spiked salsa business is because I've been trying a lot of them. My buddy Corey Windlespeck does a whole podcast now on different spiked sodas. We're going to have him on soon. Maybe I'll get him to taste test the Three Brothers brand. But my buddy Bull is potentially going to give us his immense subject matter expertise and make one of the most beautifully refreshing spiked sodas. And one of the things I want to do, they're calling them hard seltzers now. I want ours to be the hardest. So we're trying to push it to the limit where we can get almost 7% alcohol content. So those drinks are hard, but we're the hardest. I don't know. We're working on that. It's a possibility. In any event, one of the other reasons I'm going for it, if you haven't heard yet, the food police have now zeroed in on the new favorite, White Claw, because it's White Claw. So it may be called The Claw now, from what I'm hearing, or who knows, maybe it'll be the Rainbow Claw. But they're going to come under attack, just like many other foods are. And, hey, look, they came in my kitchen. They took Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. They took the Eskimo pie, the Land O'Lakes, baby. I walk outside. They took the music right off the lickety-split ice cream truck because that was allegedly a racist song. And it was. I did my own investigative piece, okay? So things are going nuts. And quite frankly, sometimes one of the only things to do is this. Pop down a cold one. Oh boy, do I make a good martini or what? Yeah, I do. I've been bouncing back and forth between my two characters, John Tobacco, who's your regular host of the show, and of course my alter ego, because I have kind of like a split personality. And some big network honcho, who, you know, apparently they know what they're talking about. I don't. Thousands of people tune in to the shows every week, and we're actually getting, believe it or not, I don't want to brag, but we're actually, just with our online views, forget about the people who are watching on Biz TV, which we have a great audience we're building there. They're just getting to know us. We've only been on for 2 months, okay? But on our social media, on our Facebook, we're getting thousands of viewers every day who watch. Some people watch it live, like my regulars, my friends that are out there. Let's take a look. Let's see who's out there as we speak here, and we're still waiting for Karen Turk. Let's see. Who's on the stream? Let's see. Who's on the Facebook today? Because we're always talking to our audience. Susan's there, Amal's there. Jennifer Borcuevas is there. My buddy Rich Ranieri's out there. Mikey D'Antuano, who is probably the finest mozzarella maker in the world. And Mikey Mazzelli, my buddy from my childhood. Susan's there. Lynn's there almost every day. Keith Wenzel, I spent some time with Keith last night. Big leader in the laborers union and a big Trump supporter. He was talking to me about how he and his son waited like a day and a half to get into Trump's Wildwood rally, and he's part of that silent majority. He's in a union. You think the unions are all for the Democrats, but here's a guy who tunes into Liquid Lunch all the time because he wants that other perspective. And I happen to know him for quite some time, so... and he was at the Booster Blue last night. We hung out at Scotty's after. We went to the marina and had some cocktails after that with congressional candidate Nicole Malliotakis. She was shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all that good stuff because we need her in Congress, as well as we need George Santos in Congress because we got to take back the House along with everything else. And, you know, Leanne Colacurto's there. Mary's on. My buddy Paulina is on, and Paulina is... a vegan, so she would love this Panzoni vodka martini because it's vegan and organic and all that other stuff. And from what I understand, Paulina and Noel are in the car leaving the Garden State to come right here to the Corona Bunker Studios. So if you look out that window right there, hopefully before 2 o'clock, there are going to be 2 dynamic, intelligent, beautiful women floating around in the pool back here. And I'm actually thinking about having a live audience one of these days soon. But I want to have it if people are going to come. And if they're afraid to come, then I don't want to have a live audience and have 10 people. But, you know, maybe we could talk about it. Maybe we could do... Maybe we could do 15 minutes after the show today and see if people would come down. We'll have a pool party. We'll have a liquid lunch outside. You know, Nico, my producer, he sits over there. He hides behind the TV so I can't see him rolling his eyes. But now I put a camera on him. There he is. And there's Jess. Okay, and thank God for Jess, because she's the only one that does any serious work around here. Nico strolls in at 11:30 like he's some kind of superstar or something. But, Nico, if we have a live audience, will you throw me in the pool again?
Absolutely, any day, anytime.
You will throw me in the pool again. Okay, for those of you who follow Liquid closely, you know a couple of weeks back I really got on Nico's nerves to the point where I was doing a stand-up by the pool and he grew a pair and came outside and tossed me literally in the pool, okay? Oh, we have Karen Turk now. All right, let's get to Karen Turk. Dabby's out there, and Jennifer Bohr, Paulina, everyone's out there. Mary's out there. And Karen Turk is with us right now. Karen's a former Mrs. Florida, activist, political commentator, but most importantly, the star of Behind the Headlines, where they dig deep, in-depth investigations into, right now, all the inaccurate info out there about the coronavirus. Karen, we got a minute left. Give us the first topic. Hopefully you can stay with us, and then we'll come back right after this commercial break and get into more of it. But what's the top thing, and then we'll get into some more in the next segment.
There's a lot, and this all traces back to Obama and Bill Gates. And, you know, just like we did the segment on, you know, who's behind Black Lives Matter, and it all tied into George Soros, we can tie all of this into Bill Gates.
So Anthony Fauci happens to be in all these organizations with Bill Gates. Anthony Fauci has all these patents on all these different vaccines. Bill Gates wants everybody vaccinated, the WHO. So there is more afoot here than people really know, isn't there?
There absolutely is. And there's a lot of other people that have vaccines that could have been developed and could have been out to the public already, and they've been blocked by the monopoly that is Bill Gates.
All right. We're leaving it right there, but with Karen Turk, we have a great connection now, and not personally, technologically, but we are becoming good friends quickly. Karen's going to stay with us. We're going to come back right after this and get into what you need to know that's going on behind the headlines, and you can reach behind the headlines on YouTube all the time, but Karen will be here live right after this.